Imagine if you could, for one fleeting moment, step into the shoes of a Hollywood icon, a diva who has graced countless movie screens and magazine covers. Picture your name etched in starlight on the illustrious Walk of Fame. Imagine being Demi Moore. But beneath the glitz and glamour, there are shadows. Under each spotlight lurks a dark corner. Every accolade carries with it an underbelly of hardship that often goes unseen. Today we delve into such shadows as we pry open an untold chapter in our beloved icon's life. Demi Moore is no stranger to adversity. Her journey from a trailer park in New Mexico to the heights of Tinseltown is marked by struggle, resilience, and unparalleled grit. It's easy to see her as an embodiment of success, after all, isn't she? The A-list actress with sparkling hazel eyes and that unmatchable talent? But even those perched atop Olympus bear burdens unknown to us mere mortals. She's been silent for years now about something that weighs heavily upon her heart, like a ghost lurking around every corner, hiding just out of sight but always present. A regret so profound it has haunted her throughout her life. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, even Demi Moore has regrets. Deep-seated ones that gnaw at her soul during those quiet moments when fame takes a backseat to reality. When the cameras aren't rolling and she's left alone with her thoughts, that's when these ghosts make their presence felt most acutely. It was not just any ordinary day when Demi decided to break this silence. The silence which had been cloistering this remorse within her for years on end. Like Pandora opening up her infamous box, releasing all evils upon mankind, but leaving behind hope at the very bottom of it all, today Demi offers us not only insight into her torment, but also becomes our beacon of hope. Her confession left everyone speechless. Yes, even those hardened by years of Hollywood drama were rendered mute. The moment she revealed her biggest regret, time seemed to stand still. It was as if the world held its breath, waiting for the aftershocks of her revelation to ripple across our collective consciousness. What could it be that has caused such unrest in this seemingly invincible woman? It's often said that we are defined not by our successes, but by how we handle our failures and regrets. They shape us, mold us into who we are. And Demi Moore is no exception to this rule of life. Perhaps you're wondering now, what could possibly weigh so heavily on an icon like Demi? What is it that shadows her glittering career? What regret could have such a hold on someone who seems to have it all? Fame, fortune, beauty? This isn't a tale spun from thin air or a narrative constructed out of mere speculation. This is Demi reaching deep within herself and pulling out something raw and vulnerable for us all to see. A part of her soul that she had kept hidden until now. She's laid bare before us, standing tall amidst the whirlwind of reactions triggered by her confession. Brave yet fragile, like an exquisite glass figurine walking through a storm with nothing but courage as its shield. And what she said wasn't just any admission. It was more than just words strung together into sentences. It was pure emotion flowing straight from heart to lips. An unfiltered stream of consciousness carrying with it the essence of who Demi Moore truly is beneath all the stardom. The room fell silent when she spoke about her biggest regret. The kind of silence where one can hear their own heartbeat echoing back at them. A deafening silence broken only by the soft whisperings of Demi's voice recounting tales from a past that still haunts her present. So listen closely, because you're about to witness a side of Demi Moore you've never seen before. A raw, unguarded version of her that is as real as it gets. This isn't just another Hollywood tale. This is a journey into the heart of an icon. And remember, we're not merely spectators in this saga, we are part of it. Because every revelation, every emotion experienced by Demi resonates with us on some level. Because at the end of the day, strip away the fame and fortune, and what are we left with? We're all human beings grappling with our own ghosts, wrestling with our own regrets. And today, Demi Moore shows us that even stars aren't exempt from this universal truth. Join me as we embark on this incredible journey into the life of one of Hollywood's most enigmatic stars. A narrative filled with revelations so profound, they will leave you speechless. Grab a comfy seat and prepare yourself for a tale that will surely stir your emotions. We're delving deep into the life of the enchanting Demi Moore, an iconic figure in Hollywood whose acting prowess has created a legacy that is as enduring as it is captivating. Picture this: Moore, at the height of her fame in the 90s. She's one of the highest-paid actresses in Tinseltown, gracing us with remarkable performances in films such as Ghost, Indecent Proposal, and A Few Good Men. Her charisma on screen is undeniable, yet behind those hypnotic hazel eyes lies an intricate labyrinth of experiences, regrets, triumphs, and heartaches we could only begin to fathom. But today, we dive into uncharted waters. The story isn't about her filmography or her status as a Hollywood heavyweight. It's about a confession that Demi herself has recently made public, a revelation so impactful that it left everyone speechless. Let me set the stage for you. It was an ordinary day when Demi bravely took to social media to share something deeply personal with her fans around the world. As she began to type out her feelings, each keystroke echoing through her quiet home like waves lapping against a shore, she knew this was something she needed to do. She started by expressing gratitude for all she had achieved in life: wealth from successful films, adoration from millions of fans worldwide, and respect amongst industry peers. Yet, this wasn't what was truly important to her anymore. Fame and fortune are fleeting, she wrote cryptically before launching into what would become one of Hollywood's most unexpected confessions, one filled with regret and longing over decisions made during younger years, when success seemed more important than anything else. You see, despite having conquered Hollywood's Everest-like peaks numerous times throughout her career, and standing tall among its glitterati, Demi Moore admitted that her biggest regret was not something you might expect from a star of her caliber. It wasn't about turning down a blockbuster role or a mistake made on set. It wasn't even linked to the many relationships and marriages she'd navigated within Hollywood's spotlight. No, Demi's greatest regret was something far more personal, yet universally relatable: a missed chance at experiencing something that most of us take for granted in our lives. In the midst of her heartfelt confession, she wrote, "The thing I regret the most is not being there for my children during their formative years." A heavy silence fell over her followers as they read those words, an echo of the silence that filled Demi's heart each time she thought about this significant period in her life. She had been so consumed by work and success that precious moments with her 3 daughters slipped away like sand through an hourglass. Time passed. Films were made. Awards were won. But what truly mattered was lost amidst flashing camera lights and red carpet glitz. Demi broke her silence with this unexpected admission because she wanted to remind us all, regardless of who we are or where we come from, that it's never too late to acknowledge our mistakes and learn from them. She may be a Hollywood icon with an illustrious career under her belt, but at the end of the day, Demi Moore is human just like you and me. So as we reflect upon this candid reveal from one of cinema's brightest stars, let's consider what truly matters in life: the roles we play off-screen rather than on one. Because when it comes to regrets in life, be it missing out on our children growing up or passing over opportunities, we're all navigating these rough waters together. And perhaps most importantly, let's remember Demi's courageous act of honesty as an invitation for us all to speak our truth boldly, even if our voices shake. Just like you and me, even the brightest stars in the Hollywood firmament have their moments of regret. They may be dressed in glitz and glamour, but beneath it all, they're human. And humans, as we know all too well, are no strangers to regret. So imagine what it's like when Demi Moore, yes, the Demi Moore, steps away from her dazzling spotlight to share her deepest remorse with us. This wasn't an act for the silver screen. This was real life, raw and uncensored. But before I dive deeper into her revelation, let's first recall who this remarkable woman is. Demi Moore, an icon that went beyond being just another pretty face on screen to a strong voice off screen. A trailblazer who broke barriers for actresses in Hollywood by becoming one of the highest-paid female stars of her time. Yet, for all her success and fame, she never shied away from revealing herself, flaws and all, to us. Now back to that fateful day when Demi bravely decided to bear it all once again. Not physically as she famously did on Vanity Fair's cover years ago, but emotionally this time around. It was an act of vulnerability that left everyone spellbound. She opened up about a chapter in her life she'd kept tightly shut till then. A mistake that haunted her relentlessly. The abandonment of someone very close to her heart during a crucial moment due to work commitments. A decision she still regrets deeply today. I want you now not just picture this scenario, but truly feel its weight. Picture yourself at the pinnacle of your career, but at rock bottom personally, because your choices have led you astray from those who matter most. That was exactly where Demi found herself, in a whirlpool of regret so powerful, it consumed every inch of joy from both personal triumphs and professional accolades alike. While we often marvel at celebrities leading seemingly perfect lives splashed across glossy magazines, we rarely get to see the struggles they endure behind closed doors. Demi's candid confession serves as a stark reminder that fame and fortune are far from antidotes against regret. If anything, they sometimes amplify it. But why should this matter to us? Why should you care about Demi's painful revelation? It matters because it resonates with all of us at some level. We've all been there, sacrificing something dear for what seemed like a greater cause, only to later realize that the price was too high. Regret is universal. It echoes across time zones and zip codes, through glammed-up Hollywood mansions down to modest suburban homes. The lesson here isn't just about not repeating similar mistakes, but also learning how to deal with regret when it does inevitably strike in our lives. Demi chose honesty over denial, not an easy path by any stretch of imagination, but one that allowed her to face her past mistakes head-on and learn from them. She turned her regret into strength, a powerful tool for self-improvement and growth. And in doing so, she taught us a valuable life lesson, that it's never too late for redemption. That even our deepest regrets can serve as springboards towards becoming better versions of ourselves, if we dare confront them honestly. Remember, the next time you find yourself tangled up in the thorny vines of regret, whether you're a Hollywood A-lister or just an ordinary person like me, don't run away from it. Embrace it, because only then can you turn your biggest regret into your greatest comeback story, just like Demi Moore did, and continues to do so, with such awe-inspiring grace and courage. So let's take this moment not merely as spectators but active participants, to learn from Demi's brave act of honesty, to speak our truth boldly, even if our voices shake, because after all, aren't we navigating these rough waters together? So, let's dig a little deeper into Demi's revelation, because I believe it's not only about her. It is a mirror reflecting back at us our own fears and regrets, the unsaid words, the missed opportunities, the paths not taken. Demi Moore, talented actress, mother of 3 beautiful daughters, ex-wife to 2 famous actors, stood in front of an audience and admitted that her greatest regret was not being more honest with herself, not living her truth. And you could hear a pin drop, because isn't that the secret fear that gnaws at all of us? We are raised in a society that often values appearance over authenticity. We're taught to stuff down our feelings instead of expressing them. We're conditioned to say what others want to hear or what we think they expect from us. But this lack of honesty can become suffocating. Remember when you were a kid? Back then, you would blurt out your thoughts without worrying about judgment or repercussions. You were genuine. You were you, but as we grow older and collect life experiences like badges on a scout uniform, we learn to filter ourselves for fear of rejection or ridicule. Think about how many times you've held your tongue during work meetings for fear of sounding stupid? Or how many times have you said yes when every fiber in your body screamed no? How many dreams did you bury deep within yourself because someone laughed at them once? And here's Demi, a woman who has seemingly achieved everything one could hope for, admitting she has been wearing masks too. That she too had been dishonest with herself about who she truly is and what she truly wants from life. But let me tell you something important. It is never too late to start being honest with yourself. To remove those masks one by one until all that's left is raw authenticity. Take Jack Canfield, for instance. He co-authored Chicken Soup for the Soul only when he was in his 50s. Prior to that, he spent years feeling unfulfilled teaching high school students. It wasn't until he started being honest with himself, acknowledging his dreams and desires, that he found true success. Or consider Julia Child, the famous chef who didn't even learn to cook until she was almost 40. She spent her early years working in advertising and media, before admitting to herself that her true passion lay in French cuisine. These examples are not exceptions, but reminders of what we can achieve when we embrace honesty with ourselves. This is what Demi Moore's confession underscores: the importance of self-honesty in leading a fulfilled life. It's okay if your voice shakes. It's okay if you stumble over your words. It's better than not speaking up at all. It's better than hiding behind masks that suffocate you slowly. So while Demi's revelation left everyone speechless, it also offered an opportunity, a chance for introspection, to reflect on our own lives and evaluate how often we have been honest with ourselves. How many times we've spoken our truth out loud without fear or embarrassment. Remember this: you have the right to live your authentic life. You deserve to speak your truth boldly. Even if your voice shakes or wavers, because that's the sound of courage. And courage always speaks louder than fear. As Demi Moore has shown us through her brave act of honesty, it's about time we stop navigating these rough waters alone. We owe it to ourselves, to each other, to be more transparent, more open, more real. In conclusion, let's thank Demi, not just for breaking her silence, but for inspiring us all to do the same, to acknowledge our regrets but not dwell on them. Instead, use them as stepping stones towards a future built on honesty and authenticity. A future where every word spoken resonates with the echo of truth. Because at the end of it all, isn't that what we truly want? To be seen, to be heard, to be understood for who we genuinely are. The silence surrounding Demi Moore had been palpable, a quiet so profound that it seemed to seep into the very marrow of Hollywood. But when she finally broke her silence, it was with the force of a sledgehammer smashing through glass. What she revealed took everyone by surprise, not just because of the magnitude of her regret, but also because of the raw vulnerability with which she expressed it. Imagine for a moment you're walking on a tightrope high above the ground. The wind is howling around you, tugging at your balance as if trying to send you plunging into the abyss below. It's terrifying, but there's an exhilaration too. A sense that every step forward matters, that every breath is significant. This was Demi Moore's life in her early days in Hollywood, a thrilling yet precarious existence. Now imagine being thrust into stardom, while still maintaining this balancing act, with everyone watching your every move as if waiting for you to trip and fall. You stumble once or twice, finding yourself dangerously close to the edge, and then comes along someone offering help, an open hand reaching out towards you. In Demi's case, this hand belonged to John Stamos, the Full House heartthrob who offered friendship and comfort during some incredibly challenging times. Their bond seemed unbreakable, two kindred spirits navigating the stormy seas of fame together, poised at becoming one of Hollywood's power couples. But then came Ashton Kutcher, the young actor whose charm swept Demi off her feet, and so she let go of John's hand to hold on to Ashton's instead. At first glance, their love story appeared straight out from a fairy tale. A dashing Prince Charming who saved his damsel in distress from teetering off her tightrope walk. But behind those closed doors were whispers about Demi feeling like an accessory rather than a partner, an echo resonating within their marriage, until it amplified into a deafening roar. And so we come to Demi's biggest regret. Her decision to let go of the one person who saw her for who she truly was. To hold on to someone who viewed her as an image, not as an individual. It wasn't just about picking Ashton over John. It was about choosing the alluring facade of a perfect Hollywood romance over a relationship that offered genuine connection and understanding. This is something many of us can relate to. We often get swayed by what looks good on the outside, overlooking what matters on the inside. We chase after mirages, glittering illusions that vanish when we reach out to touch them, and then look back at what we've left behind with regret etched deep into our hearts. But regrets are like ghosts. They haunt us only if we allow them to. And Demi Moore isn't one to be haunted by her past. Instead, she uses it as a stepping stone, a reminder of lessons learned and wisdom gained through experience. Her story serves as a wake-up call, a reminder for all of us caught in the whirlwind rush towards success and stardom, that true happiness lies not in achieving fame or fortune, but in being seen, heard, and understood for who we truly are. In finding those rare connections that resonate with our truth rather than echoing hollow pretenses. In breaking her silence, Demi Moore didn't just share her biggest regret. She held up a mirror reflecting our own insecurities and fears, our own quest for authenticity amidst societal pressures, our own tightrope walks between personal fulfillment and public acclaim. So next time you find yourself standing at crossroads, remember Demi's words. Regret is merely an illusion of unlearned lessons. Make your choices based on truth, not appearances, and allow your voice to echo with your authentic self, because that's where real power resides, in being unapologetically you. And so, dear friend, we've journeyed through the soul-stirring, earth-shattering revelation of Demi Moore. In her silence-breaking statement, she bears all and leaves us in a trance that is nothing short of speechless. The way she unveiled her biggest regret has not only caused ripples across the globe, but also drives a penetrating arrow right into the heart of our collective human experience. It's easy to see Demi Moore as just another Hollywood superstar, with her luminous beauty radiating from every billboard and silver screen. Yet, beneath that dazzling exterior lies an extraordinary woman who has bravely traversed life's treacherous terrains and emerged stronger than ever before. Her story is not one of mere regret or remorse. It is a testament to the power of truth and authenticity, of being unapologetically ourselves in a world that often insists on conformity. She reminds us how vital it is for each one of us to stand firm in our individual truths, even when they seem out of sync with society's expectations. Remember when she said, "Make your choices based on truth, not appearances." These words are more than just casual advice from one friend to another. They are profound wisdom imparted by someone who has lived through high peaks and low valleys alike. Her experiences have shaped her into the strong woman we know today, the woman who was brave enough to break her silence. When Demi Moore expressed regret over not standing up for herself earlier in life, when she allowed others to dictate her worth, it resonated deeply with many of us because it mirrors some aspect or other of our own lives. We've all been there at some point, feeling suffocated under societal expectations, doubting our worth based on external validations, or lack thereof, and losing ourselves amidst it all. She taught us something invaluable: that no amount of fame or fortune can replace self-worth and authenticity. And despite the glittering allure of Hollywood, the only applause that truly matters is the one echoing within our own hearts. Demi Moore's revelation has been a wake-up call. A call to reevaluate our priorities and redefine success in line with our authentic selves. A call to unlearn those toxic lessons ingrained in us about self-worth being tied to external achievements, appearances, or societal approval. It's a clarion call for each one of us to break free from these shackles and embrace who we truly are, imperfectly perfect human beings with unique journeys and individual truths. It's about replacing fear with courage. The courage to be ourselves without any apologies. Therein lies true power. In being unapologetically, you let your voice echo with your authentic self, because that's where real strength resides. That is the lesson we can all take away from Demi Moore's poignant disclosure of her biggest regret. As we delve into this enlightening journey together, let's remember that it isn't just about Demi Moore or her story. It's also about you, about me, about every single person out there striving to live their truth amidst life's chaos and challenges. Let's pledge today not just to hear Demi's words, but to internalize them, to act upon them. Let them guide us as we navigate through life, reminding us always to value ourselves for who we are, not what others want us to be, and never compromise on our truth for anything or anyone else. In conclusion, dear friend, allow yourself the freedom of authenticity. The freedom that comes when you acknowledge your worth independently of external validation. This is more than just an inspirational tale. It serves as a beacon guiding each one of us towards embracing our individuality proudly and boldly, just like Demi did when she broke her silence. Her story stirs within us an urgent desire for change, a yearning for transformation that begins from within ourselves. It's a ripple effect, a resonance that has the potential to transform not just our lives but the world at large. Remember this: our power doesn't lie in silence. It lies in breaking it, in finding our voices and using them to echo our authentic selves. Let's seize this moment as a turning point, a stepping stone towards living unapologetically ourselves, because after all, that's where real power resides. As we part on this journey today, let Demi Moore's words reverberate within us and inspire us to break free from any shackles holding us back. Let her regrets serve as our wake-up call, a catalyst for change, and her courage be our guiding light. So here's to you, to me, to all of us who are ready to stand up in their truth and live unapologetically themselves. Here's to breaking silences, shattering norms, and echoing authenticity loud and clear. And when we do so, when we finally find the courage to break our own silences, we'll realize what Demi Moore already knows. The only voice that truly matters